Okay, everyone, we're live.
Hello and welcome to episode 4 of Game of Drams, our virtual whiskey game show. It's all about the whiskey. The points don't matter. Our guests kind of do, and my pronunciation of everything is out the window. Tonight we have 3 contestants, 2 newbies, 1 returning. First up, we have Carmen Hartwick from Vanguard. Look, I got the first bit right, but I can't say Vanguard. Up to the branch in Brisbane. We have Sam Snead from the Aotearoa Whisky Club in Auckland. I know I can't speak Maori.
Aotearoa.
And Dan Hutchins-Read from Archie Rose. It's great to have everyone back. Carmen, firstly, great to have you on the show. How you going?
I'm fantastic. I'm pretty lucky. I'm in Brisbane, actually, so we haven't got a lot to complain about, to be honest. I'm actually going to make note, this is, I'm currently having my first drink in 2.5 weeks, so I make no promises for how I end up by the end of the glass.
You're doing well. Well, this is my first game of Drams where I'm not drinking because I'm trying to be, I don't know, a person who is less Ben than before by the end of October. We'll see if we get there. So things are definitely going to go downhill. Carmen, what is going to be your buzzer for tonight?
Michter's.
All right, easy. That's done. Ready. We'll get in there soon. Sam, great to have you on the show. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Sam Snead. I'm originally from Montana in America, which with that accent, I imagine you can tell. But I've been pushing whiskey and booze. You mean to throw the Kiwi miles by on the Harbour Bridge? No, I'll stick with the American accent. But I've been in New Zealand now for almost 11 years and originally started the House of Whiskey in 2011. And now me and Rebecca Hollis have co-founded the Aotearoa Whisky Club, which is all about correct information, getting out. All you guys know there's so much bad and incorrect information with booze, with what we do. It's just amazing. And it's quite sad. So we've set up this club to kind of help that situation along. And I've known Dave, I don't know now, maybe 7, 8 years. And he asked me to come along, help out on the show. And I'm like, yeah, a dram, a bit of pub. Why not?
Awesome. Good news. And that's what we want. Hopefully you'll be able to give us lots of correct answers tonight then, if that's your thing. See how you go. Sam, what's your buzzer going to be?
I'm American. Will it?
All right, cool. That's 2 out of 3. And Dan from Archie Rose, he is back. Dan, how are you, mate? Good to have you back.
I can't believe you guys let me back in.
Yeah, me
too. Straight to the barrel.
Me too. And I do have a pre-prepared statement here that I've been required to read. Dear Dan, I'm sorry for being mean to you on episode 1. I'll be very nice tonight, and please put me back in the Archie Rose ballot because I really want to win one. All right, glad that one. Hope that one ticks all the boxes. And what's your buzzer going to be tonight?
It's surprisingly Archie.
All right, good. Seems like we're pretty much good to go. Obviously, we're going to have David here as judge and scorekeeper as for every week, which is nice because I don't really know what the answers are. And this time we're also going to have Chris replacing Ollie from the whiskey list. We've kicked Ollie out. We'll see how this one goes. So fingers crossed, everything's going to go to plan. And the only other caveat for tonight is that I kind of feel like David's trying to screw me on this one because I don't know how to pronounce any of the whiskeys in this week's show. So we're just going to go with it and see how this plays out. Anyway, let's play round number 1 of Game of Drams. And we'll get this one underway. So this is multiple choice. I'll read out the question. You guys can jump in with an answer with your buzzer. If you're right, you get points. If you're wrong, you lose points. And if you get the same wrong answer that I would have picked, I hit a buzzer and you lose even more points. So don't do that one. All right, let's kick this one off with question number 1. Which distillery holds the Guinness Book of World Records for the largest bottle of whiskey produced in the world containing 105.3 litres of single malt whiskey? Is it A, Glenlivet, B, Tomintoul, C. Glencadam, or D. Glenmorangie?
Archie.
Dan.
I know this went really well for me last game, just jumping in early. I want to go for D. Glenmorangie.
Well, you get the buzzer. I was going to say, because I just wanted to give it to you. No, that's wrong. So straight off the bat, -5 for Dan. That's okay. Look, we'll get back. All right, Sam, I heard a Willet come in there. What do you think it is?
The Glenlivet.
Glenlivet is incorrect. So -7. That's even worse than Dan, because he got in first. So
sounds like fake news, Sam.
Yeah, that leaves you, Carmen.
I think the correct distillery is actually not even on there.
We'll soon find out.
Who did
We'll
these
soon
answers?
find out. Is it B, Tomintoul, or C, Glencadam?
I'm gonna go B.
B is correct. B is correct. I'll give you 2 points for that one. It was 50-50, but you are on the board. I think we can bring up the actual. I think it is one more click on the sheet to get. Yeah, so we can do that at the start next time, so you guys don't have to guess. That was the extra. That was the extra challenging version. All right, to start it off. So don't worry. Okay, gets
that
easy.
was the warm-up question.
That was the warm-up question, but you definitely still lost points for being wrong. All right, let's go to question number 2. Which distillery means mouth of the chattering burn in Gaelic? Is it A, Arbalur, B, Knockendo, C, Clinish, and D, Bravely? See, I don't know how to say any of these. Sorry, who was first? I missed that. I was talking.
Victor's.
Yes,
A.
Carmen.
A. Abaloo.
See, and you even said it correctly, and that's right. Well done. I think we're in trouble today. Well, I'm not in trouble. I think Sam and Dan are in trouble today. I'll give you 10 points. Yeah, and that's the answer. So did you guys know that, Sam, Dan?
Yeah.
You just slow on the buzzer.
I was thinking I was just a little slow. I'm like, I was a little hesitant after that first failure. And she was quick.
I understand that feeling, right? You want to be the first one in, but you're hoping Dan will get it wrong first. So
I couldn't go down 2 so quickly, so I was hoping Dan would jump in.
Yeah.
Oh, this is as good as I get. I'm fucked from here on in. I'm totally screwed. This is all luck.
I'll go to David. Dave, do you actually know what the other ones mean? Or
no, absolutely no idea.
Okay, just wanted to check in. We'll just see. Might have been right. So all good. All right, let's. Now I know the one I forgot to check how to pronounce. Let's move on to question number 3. Abhain Dirg Distillery is on which island? Is it A, Orkney? Is it B, Harris? Is it C, Island? Or is it D, Lewis?
Ben, can I just point out that those letters don't belong together to begin with?
Look, I don't know. Look, I'm not here to judge. I don't know the things. Did we have a buzz?
I think Willett buzzed. He's 50%. Can we get can I go to do I get a phone call?
Yeah, you can call me.
No, it's Harris.
It is not Harris. Apparently, it is not Harris. So minus 3.
Then I'm 100% sure of what it is. Yeah, you know it now. That I'm giving you.
What is it?
What was your other guess, Sam? Just out of interest.
That was smooth, Dan. That was very smooth. But I'm not. Let me drink a little bit more. Let's put it this way.
Lewis.
Yeah, that's correct.
You're going for D. Lewis. D. Lewis is correct. Yes. But I'm not going to give you any points unless you can correctly pronounce the name of the distillery that I did not.
Abandeg.
Is David?
He's correct.
I've got no bloody idea.
No, he's correct.
all right, cool. I'll give you 5 points, Dan. Well done. Correct. We're winding back.
I got to get 2 points because I got halfway there and I could have gotten the second part. and then I helped with the pronunciation. So I get 2
Look,
points.
Sam, you can't argue with the score giver, okay? That's how you lose points, because
You can't.
I don't know enough to argue with you about these topics. That's the problem. Like a football referee that doesn't know the rules. That's how we play this game. That's how it goes week in, week out. All right, so
You can tell
5 points there to
Sam's
Dan. I'll give Sam 1 point for helping Dan, and I'll take 2 off Sam for trying to change the rules. So that is the end of round number 1. And we're going to go back to David now for the scorekeeping. David, how are we going? I think Carmen's out on a pretty good lead.
Yeah, she's
It's on how you look at it.
plus 12 points. Dan's kind of reset himself back to 0, so he's starting again.
Yep.
And Sam is at -6.
-6. All right, don't worry. Plenty
It's better
of time.
than -10. It's better than -10.
It is
He's
definitely
right. He's right.
it is definitely better than -10. All right. We'll move on to round number 2. Round number 2 is called Yeah or Nah. And don't forget, you can be playing in chat as well. Put your answers in. This one's actually a good one to get involved in because it's either true or false. So we love a bit of that. You know, if you're pretty good, we might get you back on, because clearly we're running out of contestants because Xander came back and now Dan's back. Like, eventually, you guys might get a go. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Because anyway, all right, yeah or no? We're going to start with Sam. Okay, Sam, I want you to give me an interesting or a weird story about a whiskey adventure. It can be true or it can be false. After you tell your story, I'll check with Carmen and Dan, and they can combine together to vote whether they think it's true or false. And you tell us the truth at the end. And if you deceive them, you get points. If you don't, you lose points. So, yeah, let's go.
Sam.
Tell us a story. Okay.
Yeah.
Story, and then twist it up a little bit and make it true or false. Okay.
Yeah.
So when the House of Whiskey became an Ardbeg embassy, I was invited to come over because they know I love Ardbeg so much. And I was invited to come over, and they could actually do the presentation with me there at Ardbeg, because no one had ever actually gone over and gone through the whole procedure before. It's all just kind of done by mail and such. So I thought, okay. And I went over, and I was due to go over anyway. And I had never actually met Mickey Heads before. The other times I'd been over there, he was never around. You know, he's out sailing, he's doing his thing. And so I'm in the distillery, hung over to the bejesus. I'd been out with Randall from Springbank the night before over on Campbelltown. And anybody knows him knows what condition I was probably in. Take the ferry over anyway. So I get the Ardbeg, and I'm waiting around, and I've got to pee something ferocious. So I run upstairs, you know, in the visitor center there at Ardbeg. You go up the stairs in the men's rooms off to your left there. So I go in. Nobody's in there because they're not open at this point. And I'm having my pee and look over. Big lad comes over next to me. And I'm like, shit, that's Mickey Heads. So I look over, and Mickey's pulled up to the urinal next to me, as you do. And I'm like, Mickey? And he looked at me, goes, Sam? And I'm like, yeah. I said, pardon me if I don't offer to shake your hand. He goes, well, I might have thought a little different of you if you had. And so anyway, we finish our business, and then we have the proper introduction, go on downstairs, and I proceed through the process of becoming an Ardbeg embassy there at the visitor center. That was my introduction to Mickey Heads.
That's a really good story, Sam. I like that one.
Thank you.
The question is it true or is it false? So, Carmen and Dan, the floor is yours. Have a chat, work out amongst yourselves, and give me an answer. Is this made up, or did he really pee next to the big man himself?
There's a lot of specifics.
How open do you really have to be to pee next to, like, telling an active story about, I peed next to this guy? I mean, you're literally talking about how you've both whipped it out and you're having a casual conversation. Something about that just seems a little bit strange.
Did I say that on the? Sorry, maybe.
It's okay. It's not the TV, so I think we're okay. It's only Facebook. What can go wrong?
It doesn't help us. This is what men talk about. They talk about penises. This is what we do.
Sword fights, cross the line. Yeah, you know. Anyway, yeah. So, yeah.
A lot of details in this one. But
there's a lot of specific details, and I haven't visited Ardbeg yet, so I don't know if you can help out with that, Carmen. I guess if you have, I'm assuming you probably haven't visited the men's room, so his details on that would be, who knows.
You wait for my next story. No, I actually.
Oh my!
No, I haven't. Actually. I haven't ever been to Scotland.
I don't know if we need another one of those. All right, so this is what do we reckon? Is it true or is it false?
I'm leaning towards the true.
Yeah, same. I say yeah.
All right, they say it's true. Sam, did you make it up?
Every single bit. No, just kidding. No, it's all true. 100% true.
100% true. Well, it was a good story. I'm going to give you 3 points for the story and take off 4 points for them getting it right. So -1. It could have been worse, but I appreciate you sharing it with us. Okay, I'll appreciate that. So I'll give you that one.
I'll make an interjection with Dan. See, Dan, you kind of flip-flopped it because normally when a liar gives so much detail, they're lying. And so when you said there's so much detail, I'm thinking, sure, he thinks it's a lie. But then you said it was the truth. You know what I'm saying? When a liar is going through the bits, they're very specific. And that's why I was being very specific. I thought, but no, I didn't work.
I just don't think you're a sneaky guy, Sam.
Well, I know.
Well, that's true. He said it's all about clearing out the misinformation,
exactly.
Right? That's the whole point of the club. So how could he tell a lie on broadcast?
He couldn't do it. He couldn't possibly.
Yeah, he couldn't do it. It's against the rules. All right, Carmen, your turn. What is your yeah or nah story?
Right. So, from being with Vanguard, I'd actually never been overseas in my life. Literally going overseas to America was the first trip I've ever taken. And the very first distillery we actually went to was Michter's. Beautiful distillery. But I actually ended up missing half the tour. Say again?
Sorry, I interrupted. Sorry.
Oh, good. You ended up missing half the tour.
Yeah, I missed half the damn tour. I run meticulously on clockwork in terms of how I sleep. Like I don't need an alarm. I wake up every morning, same time. I go to bed, same time every night. I was so violently ill because I was so jet lagged. I had to keep running back and forth from the bathroom. Like they're doing all these beautiful like tours and everything like that, tastings, barrel rooms. And here's fucking little old me just ducking back and forth to the bloody bathroom, heaving her guts up every time, trying to hide it from everyone, trying not to embarrass everyone on this bloody work trip that I was so excited about going to. Spend half the time in the bloody bathroom because I kept vomiting. Jet lag. Not a fun time for me.
Jet lag will do it for you. All right.
Yeah.
So that's 2 from 2 bathroom stories. Sam and Dan.
The theme tonight is bathrooms.
Sam and Dan, what do you reckon? Is this real? There's a little bit less detail in that one. I'm wondering whether we're missing some detail about drinks the night before or whether it truly is jet lag. What are your thoughts?
Sam, I've never been sick from jet lag. I mean, I've been tired, but violently ill. I don't know.
It all sounds a bit fishy, and there wasn't many details, as if it was just thrown together willy-nilly. Dan, what do you think? I'm going to say probably not so much. It just seemed a little flimsy.
Hey, Carmen, which end was it coming out of? What's the?
Well, that's it.
You know, weird things you don't figure you can do simultaneously. Oh, we can.
All right. Let's get into this one. All right.
I want to say false, Sam.
I'm going to agree with Dan. I just think it was a little too flimsy.
Well, Carmen, is it a yeah or a nah?
It's totally true.
It's
dead set true. Yeah.
Holy dooly.
Yep. I had Maggie okay asking the tour. He's like, "Is she okay?" I'm like, "I am not okay. I am so far from okay."
I'm going to give you 4 points for tricking them, another 4 points for missing your tour. So 8 points there for Carmen. Trick the boys. Look, Sam, if you'd got yours right, you could have got 8 points too, but you didn't. So that's not on me. That's on you. All right, Dan, what is your toilet-related whiskey story?
Yeah, you got to stay with the theme, brother.
No one prepped me. I'm not toilet-related. I'm so sorry. I was a number of years back. I was in Perth for a very good whiskey event, very lovely whiskey event, and got to try a very, very old bottle of whiskey. It was the second one that had ever been opened in the world. Had spent, I believe it was bottled 150 years ago, and had spent roughly, I think 100 and something years on a shipwreck, essentially, on the bottom of the ocean near Scotland, pretty much. And yeah, second bottle ever opened in the world. Amazing opportunity to try this beautiful whiskey. And it was absolutely beautiful. It was one of the best things I've ever put in my mouth. This beautiful nectar, kind of dusty, a little bit of saltiness coming across. I don't know if that had leaked through the cork or something like that. But one of the most amazing whiskey experiences I've ever had.
And then did you end up in the toilet or
I'm
no?
waiting for the toilet.
that actually the end?
Where's
For
the
the purpose
can?
of this story, I mean, at some point on that day, I would have gone to the toilet. I tend to do it.
All
at
right.
least
I'm
once a
glad
day, so-
I'm glad we managed to get that bit in. All right. So Dan was in WA, drank a really old whiskey. Only the second one opened. It was great. And at some point during that day, he did go to the bathroom. All right. Carmen and Sam, what do we think? Is that a yeah or a nah?
He is so full of shit. I mean, it was just coming out of his eyes.
That's where he went to the bathroom. That
That's
was when
where
he
he
went to
went.
the bathroom because he was so full of shit.
I mean, it literally was just coming out of his eye. And the whole thing about leaching salt, maybe leaching through the cork. I mean, Dan, come on. Second
So is that
bottle.
are we voting that it's
I
false
think
straight
he was
away?
thinking, he saw the movie Whiskey Galore, and he's just trying to relate a little bit there. I don't know. What do you think? Women can tell when men are lying pretty much spot on. So I'll defer.
No, I'm terrible at it.
What do you think? Awful lot of specifics. Leach.
Can't you have to make that face up?
Second bottle in the world. The Shackleton. If he'd said Shackleton whiskey, yeah, yeah.
I say nah.
I say no.
I say nah. Yeah.
We can't
All
have-
right,
we
the
can't
second bottle in the world? Nah.
Nah, not in WA.
Salt
Surely,
leaching through a
Dan.
cork.
What is it? Did you make this one up, or did you actually get to try something
See,
special?
I thought this story would be too easy to pick as true, so I changed like little bits. So it's actually a true story that I made false. It was actually the worst thing that I've ever put in my mouth, ever. True story that it was retrieved from a
When you
shipwreck.
said it was the
True
best.
story. Second one
That should
over
have
in the
been-
world.
That should have been the thing right there, right? That yeah. All right. Look,
Yeah.
I like you. I like your style, Dan. I'm going to give you 20 points for deceiving them. I'm going to take off 12 for it not being toilet related. So you can have 8. You can have 8 total, and yeah, that's the end of the yeah or nah round. David,
What a common
how
idea.
about how have they changed?
Well, Dan's kind of snuck up into the positives from his 0, so he's +8. Sam is -7. He's kind of muddling along in the
I
negatives.
got 2 pluses just then. I don't know who's keeping score here. I'm still better than minus
Okay,
10. though. I'm staying
sorry,
away from
Sam.
minus 10.
Sam, that's -10. Sorry.
Oh, shit.
Um,
Minus 10.
yeah. You don't challenge the scorer. And Carmen's +20.
Oh, Carmen running away with it right now. Okay, all right. So we've got about 7 minutes left, which puts us into, I think this will be our last round, the rapid round. So we haven't done one of these before. This one's a little bit exciting. Each of you are going to have your own set of 8 questions. They're either true or false. I ask you the 8 in a row. If you get through all 8 within 60 seconds, then you get a chance at all 8. You have to answer each question. So if you take your time, you might only get through 4 or 5 perhaps, but you can't move on to the next one unless you get it right. So it's 1 point for a correct answer, 1 point off for an incorrect answer. I'm just going to throw in there the person who gets the most right can also get 10 points because otherwise Sam's out of it and I want to keep it interesting. So, Dan, we're going to go to you first. David is going to keep time. I'm just going to ask questions. You don't need to buzz in. You just answer whether it's true or false, and you have to answer each one before we can move on. So we'll start. Your time starts now. Cardew was the first distillery to be bought by John Walker and Sons.
True.
It is correct. Number 2, Bushmills started whiskey production in 1608.
True.
That's false. Got that one wrong. Question 3. There are 8 active distilleries on Islay.
False.
That is false. Well done. Got that one right. Question 4. Highland Park is the only distillery on
False.
the island of Orkney. What was that? Sorry?
Too easy.
False.
False. False is correct. Question 5. Glenkeith was the first Scottish distillery to use gas to heat their stills.
False.
You're wrong. That one was true. Question 6. Zaidam Distillery in the Netherlands uses traditional windmills to grind their grain.
True.
It is true. Question 7. The USA Whiskey Rebellion was to protest against too much whiskey being imported from Scotland.
Time up.
False.
And it was false.
Correct.
I'll give you that one. So you got to answer 7 out of 8. So you got that correct. I think you got 1 or 2 wrong. I hope you were keeping track there, David, because I wasn't.
He's got five right and 2 wrong. So
Yeah,
net result of +3.
+3, and if 5 is the highest, then you get another 10 points. So we'll see you go. All right. I'm going to go.
Done,
yeah, that's not bad.
Thanks,
That's
Dan.
not bad.
Well
I'm
done.
going to go to Carmen next, and we're ready. We'll kick this one off, and your time starts now. Glenmarnock is located in the Speyside region of Scotland.
False.
It is false. Well done. Number 2, Sullivan's Cove French Oak won Best Single Malt in the 2014 World Whisky Awards.
True.
It is true. Question 3, Glenfarclas was purchased by John Grant in 1865 for £512.
True.
It is true. Question 4, bourbon has to be matured for at least 2 years in oak barrels.
False.
That is false. Question 5, Kinninvie is the grain whiskey, I've no idea, used in the Grant's blended Scott whiskey.
False.
It is false. Question 6, the American government lost over $11 billion in tax revenue during Prohibition.
False.
That one is correct.
Ah.
That's the money. To call a whiskey bottled in bond, it must be distilled in one distillation season and bottled at 40% ABV.
Time up.
True.
That one is false. So you got the 7 as well. And you had a good start. I think you get 4 for 4.
I did. I was on
or
the
5
border.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I was on the
Number
border
4,
about the
5.
prohibition.
Also-
Number 4, true.
Now the
Bourbon has to be matured for 2 years in American and oak barrels. That's true.
You just don't learn. You're questioning the
But it is.
scorecard.
But I was going to whether or not it was going to be new American oak. Like how much you differentiate, how
Look,
much
all
you
I'm
define
telling
this.
you, Sam, is
It's
that
just-
the
it's just not
question's
just
in
oak.
red on my sheet, which means it's false. So I don't know if you want to go to talk to the
Straight-
people
there's
who make
straight
bourbon.
and bourbon.
That
The,
statement is true.
The number 7, Carmen, the red herring was that bottled in bond must be at 50% ABV, not 40.
50, correct.
Ah.
Sneaky.
Sneaky.
That was
So-
kind of sneaky, actually.
So Carmen and Dan are even at the moment. And Sam, so you're looking for 6 correct answers out of 8 to get the bonus 10, which I don't know where that'll put you, but it won't be on minus 10. So let's see how we go. All right, rapid round. Number 3 for Sam. Your time starts now. Balmore was the first distillery to open on Isla.
Correct.
That's correct. Number 2, straight bourbon has to be made in Kentucky.
False.
That is false. Question 3, all Irish whiskey has to be
False.
triple distilled. False is
False.
correct. Number 4, the walking man on Johnny Walker bottles changed from facing left to facing right in 1999.
False.
That one's true. Question 5, Spain imports more bourbon in export value than Australia.
Ooh. False.
That one's true. Question 6, Ipswich Town last won the FA Cup final in 1980.
True.
That one's false. Question 7,
I
Jimmy
should've known
Russell
footy fan.
aspired to be a professional baseball player before he took a job at Wild Turkey.
That actually is true. Yeah.
That is true. And question 8, Ferry Locken is Norway's only single malt distillery.
Ooh, I think they've got another one.
Time's up.
True.
That one's false, unfortunately.
Yeah,
So
actually, yeah, I know they have that one. I think there's another one. They now have 2, but yeah.
Well, again, Sam, being sneaky, Ferrylochen actually is in Denmark.
Oh, well, there you have it.
And Ipswich Town actually did. Ipswich Town won the FA Cup final. Actually did, surprisingly enough. They beat Arsenal in 1978.
That's why I know that, because my mate's an Arsenal fan, but I swear I thought it was 80. That's seriously tricky. That's only a 2-year difference. That's tricky.
Yeah,
and I'm an American with footy knowledge.
This is the stuff we have to deal with every week from David, okay? And I don't even know how to ask the questions, and that's the real problem for all of us. So, all right. Yeah, exactly. So, Sam, I don't think that round went your way. So I'm going to guess
five, right? Well, that's
5 or 4. You tell me, David.
1, 2, 3. You got 4 right and 4 wrong.
All right, almost. Just missed it. So I still want to give away this 10 points. So Dan and Carmen, I'm going to ask you one more question, and you can buzz in and answer yes or no. And if you buzz in and get it wrong, the other person gets 10 points. If you buzz in and get it right, you get 10 points. All right? And the question is, Kavalan Distillery in Taiwan was built in just 9 months. True or false?
True. Archie, true.
You're correct, Dan. Your eyes you're like trying to work your way through it, but you got it correct. Apparently built in just 9 months. So 10 points for Dan. I don't know what's going on. If he wins, I'm not coming back.
How much did it cost?
How much did it cost?
Many yen.
130 million US. 130 million US
done with money. You know, they can do anything. It just costs triple.
Albert Lee.
There you go. We've been trying to build our new distillery for like years now or something.
Well, if you had 130 million US, you could have done it in one of those years. So just spend more. Easy done.
Albert Lee, the owner, he just wrote a check like that. Unbelievable.
The way to do it. That's how David and the guys from the Whiskey List got me here, by the way. They just had to write a really big check.
Lots of zeros.
David, where are we at on scores? Because that's the end of the game. That's the end of our half hour.
I don't think the scores are important. I don't think the scores are really important at this
stage. We have
stage.
one person who doesn't think. Okay, let's.
It was on the brief.
All right. Ignoring third place. No, give us the scores, David. How'd we go?
Okay, well, Sam, I've given Sam 10 bonus points because he knew a bit more about the construction process of Kavalan than I do. I don't know how much it cost. So he ends up on 0.
Oh, hell, I fought back.
And Dan yes, bravely fought back to level pegging. Dan on plus 18, just 2 points behind Carmen, who is on 20.
I think Carmen would be hard to beat any night.
Seem to have the cost. Congratulations to Carmen for winning on her first time on Game of Drams. Well done. Good to see you coming through with the win. And Dan, look, you did pretty well tonight, better than first time. And you're a very handsome man. And I love everything about you. And please let me get back onto the lottery system because I'm sick of losing ballots.
Man,
and Sam,
3 points in it for you. That's all it needed.
3 points. That's all it needed to get me on board. It's okay. It's okay. And Sam, thank you very much for coming on. It was great to have you here. And you actually had a lot of knowledge, just not for the questions that you needed to answer. So next time we're just going to match them up one-on-one. Yeah, exactly, with the right answers. So that was a good one. I enjoyed that. I hope everyone at home enjoyed this as well. Feel free to put in chat who your favorite contestants were, and we might get to see them back next time. Third time's the charm, perhaps, for Dan. If we see him back one more time. Did you come last the first time, and now you've come second, and next time maybe second again.
Because the third's a bronze medal, if I'm not mistaken. So I medaled.
It is. If this were the Olympics. But in Game of Drams, third is just last, unfortunately.
Well, we don't need. I don't need to tell anybody that. I got third tonight. I got a bronze medal.
That's good.
That participation medal.
We're going to have to get some awards made up, I think, some trophies down the track and start sending them out. Yeah, we can do it. You can put it up there. I think that's it for the show. We've got another show in about a month's time. David, is there anything you want to say before we just close this one out?
Thanks, Ben, and you did pretty well on the pronunciations. That was excellently. I know you've been
Minus
practicing all
12 for
week.
me is my total score on pronunciation tonight.
Just a bit of useless information that all three contestants each one was in a different time zone, which is interesting. And if you totally useless and no relevance at all. If you want to spread the word around, it has been recorded and will be on the Whiskey List YouTube channel. Maybe if you watch it enough times, Sam will get more points. I'm not sure if it works that way. Otherwise, we'll see you in about a month's time.
Fantastic news. Well, thanks, David. Thanks to all of our guests, to Carmen, Sam, and Dan. I hope you had a lot of fun. I certainly did. We'll see everyone in about a month from now for Game of Drams, episode 5. Hopefully, if they let us make one more, unless we're cancelled. But fingers crossed, we'll see you then.
I might have got us cancelled tonight. Sorry. Night, guys. Thank you. Enjoyed.
Bye.